It's time. I don't really know where to start, but we'll start somewhere. Oof. I guess at the beginning of everything.
The bomb has been planted.
It's crazy to think about when I was 16 years old, picking up Call of Duty 4 for the first time.
That was nasty. That's a montage.
And here we are, 16 years later, half of my life later, in a house that Call of Duty built. And the one word I keep coming back to is just grateful. Just overall grateful. And it's a bit weird trying to put this all into words. It's hard. Obviously getting a little choked up. This whole video is gonna be me getting choked up. It's emotional. But yeah, I guess just from the beginning, just a kid in high school, so happy I picked up Call of Duty, so happy my friends convinced me to play it, being a Halo kid. The COD 4 era, becoming a pro for the first time in 2010, Modern Warfare 2. You know, the people that got me started, you know, going from playing with my real life friends on game battles, to then Nex picking me up, giving me a shot on a top team, me making my own team, Rush. I still remember we went 105. I remember we beat Envious in a game battles match, and I went to bed so happy that night. It's just insane to think about, like, from that to then now. This is gonna be harder than I thought. This is gonna be way harder than I thought. So first COD tournament I really competed heavily in was on LAN, at least, in Modern Warfare 2. Made it to the GameStop finals in both their 1v1 and their 4v4. First big tournament I ever really won on LAN. It was a 1v1 Modern Warfare 2 tournament. Some old names like Punisher and Stainville. My boy Prof was there, Clayster, like some of my old friends who really got me to where I'm at now. And then going to MW2 Nationals in 2010 was like my first MLG event I was able to really compete as a pro in. We didn't do too well. I think we got like 6 out of 8, so not great, but we were the stepchild of Halo at the time, so it was just awesome to be there. Be in an MLG event and have our own like trophies and nationals and stuff. It was just awesome playing that first tournament, still being in high school, getting out of high school, and really thinking, oh, I might have a future in this. Going to college at West Virginia University, obviously it took a little break. There wasn't really a circuit in Black Ops 1, MW3, that era. I played in a couple tournaments in Black Ops 1 with like Brian Saint, one of those jerseys up there, Fly Society. It was a team I played with on his team in Black Ops 1 at MLG Raleigh. And, you know, the friendship Brian and I have had since 2011. He was my coach last year, you know? It's crazy to think about how, like, gosh, I'm just gonna get choked up this whole time. Y'all are gonna have to deal with it. Whew. Yeah, it's been a long journey. And God damn it, dude, this is hard.
This thing's hefty too.
Yeah.
This is real heavy.
I don't want to fucking actually cry, you know? What do I want to say?
What emotions are you feeling?
A lot of emotions. Like, it's sad for sure. Like, it's definitely sad, but I'm just like really happy that it happened, I guess. Fuck. Give me a sec. One sec. You know, the goal being in college, you know, I was kind of not sure if COD was going to be a full-time career or not, because it wasn't really like at a status yet. Like, you couldn't do it full-time. You couldn't make a living off of it, but I knew I didn't want to do a normal 9 to 5. I knew I didn't want to finish my psychology degree and be a psychologist. I knew I can barely deal with my own problems, much less other people's. Then going into Black Ops 2.
Clayster, was probably one of the best Search and Destroy players at Call of Duty 4 and Modern Warfare 2.
But Clayster, one of those players, wasn't around as much for Modern Warfare 3 minus maybe COD XP, but now coming back in Black Ops 2, getting onto Roughnecks and a player that a lot of people want to see do well in this game. Some of them earlier, they were talking about how they're coming in here as Clayster going huge right there.
People said I was washed then. You know, it's kind of funny looking back. Like I wasn't getting on teams in Black Ops 2 in 2012.
I'm no longer with Russ. They actually dropped me. I'm not gonna say I left. They tried to tell me to quit my job, and I basically told them they can go fuck themselves. I'm not quitting my job for a chance to win a lot of money.
And then to play on Unite and go to Black Ops 2 Dallas, MLG. Got second at that tournament when I had the ponytail, the wireframe glasses. You know, everyone knows that iconic look of mine. And that's when it finally clicked for me, was at that event. Started getting more offers, made it to champs. Didn't do so hot there, but then got picked up on complexity. Then the goal became win a tournament, right? I hadn't won one like seriously like MLG 4v4 yet. Like obviously I had like GameStop wins, online wins and stuff like that, but I hadn't really won like a huge MLG tournament. And obviously the first one we played together on complexity, ended up having one of the best tournaments of our careers. Smoked it, crowd was on our side before we became the bad guys. You know, at the time Impact, Killa, and the boys are all the bad guys.
At the front unlocked. TP watching the flank. One go way down. Grid is gonna do it. That is it. Complexity takes out Impact, and they are crowned the winners of MLG Anaheim.
So the goal went from making a living off of it to then winning a tournament.
And when I first started competitive gaming, it was to win an MLG. That was my goal. And so now that I've won it, it's a nice feeling, but you know, I'm hungry for more. I definitely am.
And then tournament winnings became how I made a living off of it. So to go from that, you know, eating ramen, going to school full time, like I had no money. And then it's like, okay, we're good enough to win tournaments. Now get caught up in everything, right? And I'm known as one of the best players at the time. And it was such like a culture shock for me to go from trying to prove myself to then all of a sudden we've won 7 of 8 tournaments. We're on this crazy streak. And then the start of everything, like how my career kind of went, was I got dropped, right? On a 4 tournament streak, after the first tournament of the game, I went off, had like the #1 KD, I get dropped. And it was a big deal at the time, and you know, I harbor, obviously everything's in the past, like there's no resentment, I don't hold grudges like that. But just thankful for those boys on Complexity, really teaching me how to be a winner, because I think there's good COD, there's great COD, and then there's winning COD, and that's what I say all the time. And those boys on Complexity, Aches, Teep, Grim, Mr. X, really taught me how to be a winner, which I think was a skill that helped me throughout the entirety of my career. Just having that winner's mentality, that championship mentality. So I want to mention to them just because like, there's so many people I want to mention in this video, but I'm gonna forget somebody. I'm definitely gonna leave somebody out, but I'll hit the broad strokes. I'll try and hit the major strokes. Whew. A lot of people are like, oh, you've been dealt a hard hand, like you've been having to make something out of nothing, all that kind of thing. But I think all those trials and tribulations is like one of my saving grace because of like what it made me learn, how it grew me up. It's like I learned how to be a winner on Complexity. On TK, I learned how to I can do it all if I have to. Optic taught me a lot about content and like brotherhood and stuff like that, how to be like a real teammate to my teammates. Envy at the beginning of Advanced Warfare with like Nameless and Cap and Merc. There's so many lessons I learned from all of these things. And they were all in pursuit of winning a ring. So I get on Denial, we're the scraps, you know, we make it work. Me, Cap, replays, attach. And we go out and we shock the world. Like we truly, you know, I dropped one of the most iconic tweets, still to this day of all time. Throw me to the wolves, come back leading the pack.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winners for the 2015 Call of Duty Championship.
The one thing Clayster didn't have, he has X Games Gold, he has MLG Championship, he has it all. Now, a Call of Duty World Championship.
To then chase that ring and win that ring, my first one, dream come true. I was on top of the world, and that's where my ego started coming into play. You know, winning as much as I did on Complexity, second on TK, winning X Games with Optic, second on Optic, then to winning a ring on Denial, I finally went from being like having to prove myself to now I knew I was one of the best players in the world. And dealing with ego is something that nobody really prepares you for. Like it's not really like in the books. You know, people don't really talk about how when you get to that level of like confidence and security in yourself, the other problems that come with it. You know, you start becoming condescending to your teammates. You start having way too high expectations. You start taking things, you start trying to start at step 10 instead of step 1. And so I think from like AW into being on phase, Black Ops 3, IW, like we saw so much success from like Black Ops 2 to AW. I thought I was on top of the world. I thought I would never lose again. I thought, you know, I was gonna be the best player forever. When I joined United is really where I think like I started to really develop as a person. I kind of had to pull myself in and realize like I can't just keep winning. It's been a couple years now since I've won. I really need to start from square one. I need to start like taking care of my teammates, myself. I need to start being a more of a leader instead of just a good player. I just think that I really grew as a person. I grew as an individual. You know, I did get older, late 20s, early 30s, and
Dude, you keep that shit up, bro. We're winning. Seriously. That was amazing. Those last 2 maps, or even all 3 maps, were fucking amazing. That was amazing. Good job.
We've got a new ship! And for the first time in 1,400 days, Clayster will hoist a trophy!
Winning Black Ops 4 playoffs, that was the first tournament I won after not winning for like 4 years. It was like the whole 1,400 day drought thing. And I think that after seeing all the success I saw at the beginning of my career and then not seeing it for so long and winning playoffs like that, and then we won champs back to back, like that winning playoffs in Miami, like I still remember how that feel. Like it still gives me goosebumps because of like, I not only proved to myself that I could still do it, but I proved to everybody else I could still do it. I proved to, you know, the whole world I could still do it. And I think that was just such like a gratifying moment for me that like all my hard work paid off. Like I consider the start of my career like so far in the past that win in playoffs to me is like my favorite tournament win, like the number one, like out of all my rings and championships, like that Miami playoffs win was with the United was just chef's kiss.
I wondered if it would ever happen again, and I knew that we had the team and the talent, and we could do it. I knew we could. But for me, man, like this validates my decision to continue playing and to continue putting as much time into the game as I do, and after 1,400 days on the dot.
But I really, after I won 2 more world championships in 2019 and 2020 with United and Dallas Empire respectively, I really felt like I completed an arc of my career that not a lot of people get to do, which is like a resurgence. And so I really wanted to keep that going, like see how far I could go, see how far I could push the ceiling. I think I ended at like 99 major tournaments, which is kind of nuts. I wish I got to 100. If we made it to champs this year, it would have been 100, but you know, I'll take 99. I think that, you know, especially going into the Cold War year, dealing with COVID and all that, into Vanguard, where, you know, I got unfortunately benched and had to play that season in Challengers, but playing that season in Challengers really brought back the love for Call of Duty for me. I was kind of flaming out a little bit, but going in Challengers and really having that experience there was really eye-opening for me. It really got back to the roots, you know, sitting in a room full of people just grinding, you know, back-to-back matches on a Saturday and losers, just sending people home, yelling at them after every time you send them home. Like, that really opened my eyes. I was like, oh yeah, this is what I enjoyed about it. Like, I love this part of it. Like, so it really made me want to keep competing. And most people would have given up then, but I really found that love again. So I was like, you know what? I still think I have something left in the tank. I think I have a lot left to offer to a team. And it's just like, you know, the last couple years has been tough, I think. Obviously didn't end my career the way I wanted it to. Flamed out a little bit, but oh my gosh. I think that a lot of people don't really see the human side of things, especially their favorite sports players, their favorite esports players. People will struggle seeing that, like, the person behind the persona, I guess. Shoot. And I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. Like, obviously we give you our personas. Like, we want you to see that. Like, I want you to see Clayster when I'm on camera. Like, when I'm competing, when I'm playing, I want you to see Clayster. Like, I don't want you to really know Clay. That's what's like, that's a little more personal, right? Pushing into the last couple years of my career, right before the MW2 season, so 2 years ago, my sister passed away, and sorry, dealing with all that, while also competing, it's like really, really hard. And, you know, there's only so much you can like give to oh, fuck. Fuck.
But you know, I've been on my grind for months and months and months and months, and especially this past month. I'm just gonna take this time off, blow off some steam, and have some fun with my family and friends. I hope you guys understand.
There's only so much you can give to the team and your fans and to the game. There's only so much energy you have, like mental capacity and stuff like that. So I think it's just like, I think it was just tough times. Tough times out of the game, tough times just in life in general. Fuck me, dude. Fuck me. All right. It's just hard to like stay competitive focused, like focused on the goal of winning. Like, I know how much it takes to win, especially now. Like in Call of Duty now, it's so hard to win. Like, it's incredibly difficult to not only compete, but just like win a match, like against good teams. Like, it's so hard in the CDL nowadays. I tried my heart out. I did want to succeed for her, like in her memory type deal. It's just tough. It's so hard to play with so much on your mind, so much other stuff going on. And I think that that's like, was the start of me really kind of starting to take a step back when it comes to competing. Like, I still loved competing. I love being on stage. I love just practicing every day. Like, scrimming has not gotten old to me. Like, I love that I have to wake up every day and scrimming is my job. Like, I never got burned out from that. And I think that that's what kept me going a lot of the time, because so many people who have retired said, like, I just didn't want to scrim anymore. Like, the time sink, 6 days a week, 9 months of the year, we have no time off, we're missing so much stuff. That part of it I always just accepted. We live a very blessed life, and we get to compete in front of so many fans and for so many fans watching at home and for crazy amounts of money and prestige. So it's like, that just comes with the territory, right? And it became increasingly difficult. And then going into this last season, had like the worst breakup of my entire life, was at the lowest point of my life, and really tried to make one last push to play. So played on the Ravens this year, and it was tough sledding the whole year. Like, we made a roster change before the first major. We didn't have facility till the last major, and even then we were playing at somebody's apartment. And it's like, not hating on them or anything like that. Like, I didn't play good the last 2 years, like not to my standards at least. And so I think it was just a whirlwind at the end that really just kind of brought it to a close.
Clay is able to take through one. It's all on Clay and Fellow. They're just being choked, squeezed, and bled out. Clay's got nothing left in the primary, but takes him down and gets back around the edge, able to get the reload through as well. Can't win it on the point. Scrap in the voice. Get it done.
I don't think Clay needs to retire. However, I thought he had a good performance even in the last two maps of that series. Just unfortunate for Carolina. I mean, you had a round 11, you had a round 5 control, where in both of those last 2 rounds you had opportunities to win it, but you're going up against a world-class team like Toronto Ultra. They've won a major this year, right? Unfortunately, you had to run into them, you get taken out.
It's like I said here after the season, really upset that I didn't get to play at the Esports World Cup. Still got to go, thankful for that. The opportunities I got to cast champs or analyze, be on the desk for the last 2 events this year, still be in the COD scene. So it's not that I'm like bitter about it. It's more so I'm just like upset that I didn't get to finish the year. But it is what it is. You know, people make decisions all the time. You know, I'm upset now. I'll give it a year or two. I won't care at all. But it's just, it became time. I think, obviously, I really wanted to play going into this year. I still, like I said, wanted to, I feel like now, 2 years after all the stuff that's really happened in my life, I am at a point where I'm like the happiest I've been in a really, 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 really long time. So it sucks that I don't get to like put my like positive energy into another year. Excuse me, into another year. But there's other places, you know. There's other things I can do, and I know that like what I end up doing, like whatever it is, I know I'll kill it. You know, it sucks that it truly has been half of my life. You know, my entire adult life, I've been a Call of Duty pro, and I think that I'm thankful for that. I've so much gratitude, so grateful for it. So thankful to all my teammates throughout the way, even on the teams that didn't work, just the brotherhood, the camaraderie. I think that's what I'll miss the most, is like the brotherhood with my teammates. Like the camaraderie every single day, scrimming, you know, the fights, the arguments, the laughs, triumphs, failures, all that stuff. Like, I think like it is so hard to talk. Oh my gosh. I think just the everyday, getting on, scrimming every day, talking to my teammates, seeing them every day. I think that's what I'll miss most. It's like the locker room vibe, you know? I'm so emotional. This is fucking insane. And it's not like all sadness. Like it is sad, but it's just like there's so many conflicting emotions. Like it's nostalgic, like it's gratitude, it's appreciation. There's just it's all just bundled up. And it's fucking hard. It's hard to talk. Thankful I got to see it from playing out of my mom's house in my bedroom to then, you know, playing in huge arenas. So I'm grateful that I got to see the wave go like while I was competing, and to see from hotel ballrooms to selling out arenas for millions of dollars. It's so awesome to see, and it's hard to put into words how surreal that experience has been. But I feel really, really blessed to have had the career I've had. the fan base I've had. It's just been a dream come true for like a kid from a small town in Virginia. You know, I'm like a hometown hero back there. It's crazy. To then 3-time world champion, X Games gold medalist. Like, I don't even know how many majors I've won. Somebody asked me this the other day. It's around 20. It might be like 18 or 19. It might be 21 or 22. I know it's around that area. It might sound a little arrogant to not know, but I truly stopped keeping count. And like, who really counts like homestands? But you know, that's neither here nor there. So yeah, I just, I don't know how to really end this, but thank you. Thank you for like a dope ass career. That is fucking way too fucking hard.
Did you stand there all alone? Oh, I cannot explain what's going down.
They always ask me advice on how to go pro and how to play top 8. And mainly I just tell them you just got to stick at it, find a group of 3 guys that's willing to learn, and all 4 of you just get better as a team. So just keep at it, don't ever give up, and stick together.
I can see it clear as day. Close your eyes.
One go, wait on, Greta's gonna do it! That is it! Complexity takes out Impact, and then
surreal, man. It really hasn't set in yet. I'm sure tomorrow when I wake up and it hits me, you know, I'll feel a little more emotions, but right now I'm just kind of in shock.
Gotta find Clayster. You can try. And he gets the kill. And Optic Gaming wins it. X Games gold medal champion.
Your winners for the 2015 Call of Duty Championship. This team change absolutely paying off for FaZe.
How is that even possible?
It's Clayster, that's how.
Story. It's not too long ago where people were saying that this guy should retire, that he was on his way out of the scene.
Funny how it seems like yesterday.
I believe in you guys, believe in each other. Let's f***ing go, baby. Step 2 starts right now.
They are your
2020 Call of Duty League champions.
Back-to-back!
The back-to-back.
This is Clayster, by the way.
That's Clayster. So. What are you doing? Are you serious? No!
He's on a 10-kill streak, Chris.
He is
in the grand final.
Clayster's a freaking monster, man. All the grenades, so much. It's Clayster looking for the shot. Standing in fact again.
On top of this fucking statue, you can mantle to it.
Oh my God! He got all four in the count. A four-piece by Clayster. By DJ. Oh my God!
The energy is awesome. The people are awesome. I just can't wait to see where we're going. Hope it's up.
We've got a man with 3 rings. Clayster, you've been around the block since the very beginning. Joining us once again here.
Looking for the answer. We can find a reason to change. Looking for the answer. You can find a reason to stay. Standing in the pouring rain.
That is fucking way too fucking hard. Thank you for making my dreams come true. I fucking love you guys.